One of the biggest concerns that veterans face when filing for a disability is the compensation and pension, or C&P exam. However, a C&P exam doesn't have to be a scary experience. Today, we're going to look at these exams and see what it takes to make it successfully through one. Welcome to NWAVet Presents. There are 5 key points you need to know for your C&P exam, and we're going to look at all 5 of them in some depth. First, attend the exam. There are several reasons to do so. Not attending the C&P exam could lead to your claim being dismissed without action due to you not following the directions of the VA in getting the exam done. It could also lead to your rating actually being lowered. The decision's up to the individual rater who's looking at your claim, and if they decide that your condition is better because you haven't been seen, they could decide to lower your disability rating. It will definitely mean that the VA is operating without the latest medical information. There will be no evidence from the C&P exam to the VA that the disability has indeed worsened. It is in your best interest, always attend the exam. The second thing to do is to keep on subject. The VA contracts with 3 companies who contract specialists to conduct the C&P exams. Now, your exam will likely be for only one disability, depending on the specialist you're going to go see. Keep to the subject. The doctor, the nurse, the counselor, whichever specialist you're seeing, they're not there to prescribe medicine. They're not going to do an overall physical. This isn't the time to bring up other ailments that are unrelated to the subject because they're not there for that. They have been contracted to see you for this one purpose and to report back to the VA. So do yourself and them a favor and stick to the subject of the exam and how it affects you in your daily life. Another note on the subject is this exam for service connection or for an increasing rating. If it's for service connection, then you can explain how it's connected to your service. But if the claim is for an increasing a rating, you don't need to explain to the doctor how the disability is service connected. That has already been proven because you have the rating. Simply explain how the disability has gotten worse. The next thing is be honest. We cannot emphasize this enough. Simply be honest. The specialist you're seeing already has your medical records. The VA will receive the notes of the specialist that they make. Your statements that you make to the specialist, what you tell them, it's going to be compared to what's in your medical records. You don't want to give the VA any reason to doubt what you're saying. At the same time, y'all don't downplay your systems. You may be feeling relatively good when you walk in that day, but you don't need to be polite if you're not feeling well. You know how we always walk in and ask somebody, how are you doing today? And the polite, the common answer is, I'm doing okay, I'm doing good, I'm doing fine. You don't have to say that. You don't have to be polite. You're there because you have a disability. If you were barely able to get out of the bed that morning, tell them so. If this is the first time you've been out of the house in a month because of pain or because of anxiety, tell them. Don't downplay it just to be polite. Simply be honest. Also, avoid exaggeration. Don't oversell what is going on. Now, I'm sure we can all remember in the service, if we visited sick call too many times, if the doctor thought we were misusing it, they could charge us with malingering or using illness to get out of work. Well, this is something that C&P examiners can also say. If you exaggerate your symptoms, if you're really playing it up and it's obvious to the examiner, they can put in their notes that they believe you're malingering. Again, simply be honest about what's going on. Finally, get a copy of the exam afterwards. Now, you can't get a copy of the C&P exam from the examiner. Honestly, they're not going to have it done by the time you leave the office. You also cannot get it from your local veteran service office. You're going to have to write to your regional office an actual letter and sign it and request a copy. Now, once you receive the copy, examine it very closely to see if there are any discrepancies between what you said and what was reported by the examiner. Sometimes there will be. We're all able to make mistakes. Examiners have been known to make mistakes. If there is a discrepancy, let the VA know, again, in writing, what the mistake was. Now, just a few last thoughts. First, remember, this is your exam. We've heard too many times of the examiner hijacking the exam and talking about everything else, or telling the veteran what is wrong and what the veteran is dealing with instead of listening to the veteran tell what they're going through. Stick to the topic you're there about, but make sure that you make yourself heard. They may be the specialist, but remember, you are the specialist in your own symptoms and in what's going on in your life. Don't be afraid to let them know what it's doing to you. Second, I want to emphasize honesty and truthfulness. It prevents anxiety over future exams. Simply explain without exaggeration or downplaying what's going on. And third, when you walk in, it is your worst day. You explain how your symptoms affect you at your worst. Is this a lie if you're feeling better as you sit there? No, it's not, because there are days when it is that bad. You want the specialist to know how bad it can be at times, not how good it can be at times. Okay, that's about it. That's all we have for the day, and we truly hope this alleviates some of the stress of going to C&P exams. We want to ask you to please share this video with others. Also, as we ask, please hit the like and subscribe buttons below. And if you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments or email us at info@nwavet.org. Y'all take care, watch out for each other, and have a good day. This is NWAVet, out.